I care about this message so much that I'm not setting anything up. I'm not trying to get on a nice webcam or anything. I just needed to come on here and say this. Your money problem isn't a knowledge problem. You can literally, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can go figure out how to make money. Making money is not the hard part. It's actually the easiest part of trying to get wealth, to get financial freedom. The easiest part is making the money. And you might be thinking, dude, I've tried to make the money and I can't make the money. That's because you can't make the money because you have an underlying root cause that is stopping you, that is blocking you from making the amount of money that you want to make. It has nothing to do with the how to make money. Go type it in Google. It'll give you 100 different ways to make money. And it'll probably give you you could go in AI and give a very specific way to you if you tell it about your life, if you tell it about your skills. It can give you a very specific way to make money. But that isn't the issue. Because in reality, making money is pretty simple, especially if you have your own business and you have a specific skill that you can use, right? So it's not about that. What it's actually about is the belief you have about yourself and the stories you tell yourself about money. Now, that might be money is bad. I'm not worthy of money. I can't just get paid to exist. Other people are better than me. I am not enough. I'm too stupid. All these different scripts that run in your head. Or maybe you've tried to make the money and you've tried to make the sale, and when you go to make the sale, you sabotage it because you don't feel worthy of it. You don't feel, sorry about that, you don't feel like you don't feel like you are worthy of it. So you sabotage it because you think, oh man, there's probably somebody better that can deliver this service better, blah, 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 blah. There's all these underlying beliefs and stories that you've told yourself for so many years. Now, here's the thing. It can take a lot of time to fix this through therapy, through meditation, through a whole host of different modalities that exist out there. Or, you can write this down. I decide today that I am good at making money, that I am worthy of making money, that money is abundant. Because that is true. They print money every single day. And all we have to do is just trade. We don't even have to trade time for it. That's the crazy part. I mean, with the way the internet is, you don't even have to trade time really for money anymore. You can make money while you sleep. People do that. I love this example for myself. I always look at people like Elon Musk and I'm like, man, I don't understand how that guy is so rich, or Jeff Bezos, or any of these many entrepreneurs, right? And we don't have to get into how if they're ethical or not. But the point is that they make a lot of money. And the reality is that they're no smarter than you. And probably most of those people don't actually work harder than you do. You're not lazy. You're not procrastinating because you're dumb. Like, the reality is very simple. You just have to decide that you're worth money. That's it. Just decide that you're worth money. Just decide that you get paid to live. Just decide that. The next steps in all of this, and I don't even like to say they're steps, but the next thing is just finding something you enjoy doing, finding enjoyment in doing the thing that you do now, and then letting those things come to you easily without the resistance of the mind. You don't have to take my word for it. Just do an experiment. Just say, you know what, for the next 3 months, I'm just going to get up. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I decide that I am worth X amount of dollars. $100, $1,000 today, whatever it is. Just like, I'm going to decide that I'm worth this amount of money. That's it. That's it. Start living as if. Try it out. You have nothing to lose. I mean, you're watching a video about money, so you have nothing to lose. You just have everything to gain. Start with the decision that you are worth money, that you are allowed to live, exist, and make money. You know what's funny? The world is actually such a great example of this. I was in Peru not too long ago, and just the realization that came to me was so staunch, right? We have water that runs endlessly, and it's been running endlessly for however many years, for a long, long time. Waterfalls just continuing to give us water. We have these trees and these wild berries that just grow abundantly. And yet we think we have to work to get these things to live. All the little extra things, Maybe you have to work a little bit extra for the phone or for the internet access or whatever it is. But the reality is that your basic needs, everything that you need, is in abundance and free. And anybody who tells you it's not has bought into the system, right? The system of capitalism, the system of trying to extort energy. So I don't want to make this about that. But the point is that there's abundance of everything. There's abundance of everything. We don't need to fight for it. We don't need to try really hard. You've been trying really hard for a long time. It's time to stop. So do an experiment with yourself. Just say, I decide that I'm worth money. I decide, in whatever that amount that is. And maybe you can't be worth the $1 million right now. Maybe you can't. Maybe that's a little bit too big of a leap for you. And that's okay. So start with something that's realistic for you. And I would say then get a little bit unrealistic. And then just see what happens. Because normally what happens when you decide that you're worth money, you start to look for avenues to make money. You start to act as if you make money. And your whole energy starts to shift. This is all a bunch of hooey, too, by the way. It's all a bunch of hooey. Don't do it. Don't believe me. But if you try this experiment, just see what happens. I decide how much I'm worth. I decide I'm wealthy. I decide I'm financially free. I decide I get to travel the world whenever I want to. I decide I don't need a 9-to-5 job. Try it. Because at this point, if you're at this video, I know you have nothing to lose. So just try it and see what happens. And yeah, it is a bunch of craziness, and that's okay.